I'm honored to speak at Gathering the Grassroots. Because it's a museum and a cultural space, I love to actually bring in culture, and sometimes I'm called the singing executive director. We will not bow down to racism. We have to build, people's organizations and campaigns where people can actively learn how to voice out their experiences, their knowledge, their opinions, and where they learn how to start to fight, right, and engage, how to challenge power, how to understand what's happening. And that lays the basis for, a spark becoming a real wildfire and not just dying out afterwards.
Hopefully we can get the discussion moving into where this movement is really going to and how we're going to really pick this up and really create the type of movement and liberation and change that we're hoping to see for all of our communities.
We're such a diverse city. But a lot of times I feel like we don't always take advantage of that diversity as far as sharing our struggles and sharing our stories.
The sort of movement that we want to build is not about more policing, but it's about how do we address root causes of racism and capitalism.
Our job was really to get those groups from our community to come and join at the table to understand and expand their way of looking at policing in a much broader way and making those links and that nexus between immigration, police, schools, and workplace issues.
I'm in the business of positive disruption. We live in this tremendous age of disruption. What I like to kind of edit as age of positive disruption. So when people ask me what I'm in the business of, I'm in the business of positive disruption. There's a lot of hand-holding and a lot of pat in the back that happens that I'm like, okay, we shouldn't be wasting our time on that. My work and my life feels urgent and it feels immediate. I'm at this point now where I feel like there's been too much preaching to the choir happening when it comes to immigrant rights. This question of who my audience is and who am I trying to talk to, right? I think that's frankly, all of us should be asking that question. I think it's really important to play around with words. So I love this idea of undocumented people documenting their lives. When you go to Alabama, when you go to Arkansas, when you go to Iowa, when you go to Wisconsin, and you talk to people about immigration reform, we are not on the same page. What do you mean you're not Mexican? What do you mean you can't get legal? What? You're from the Philippines.
Queen, you do more than